What is up, you guys? I am Cheaty Joe, and I am not in my booth, just because I didn't feel like going in there. It's the middle of the summer, it's hot as fuck, and I did not want to deal with it. So, here is my review of the Quintessential Quintuplets. This anime is a harem anime, because you guys should not expect any less from me, and it's a really good one. There is 2 seasons. I think there's a 3rd one on the way, because this was just made last year, I think, or earlier this year. And damn, there's a lot of character development. And I read the manga now because I have problems. So I read the manga, and I personally didn't mind the ending. I see why people don't like the ending of the manga, but as my review goes on, you'll find out why I didn't mind the ending. I'm not going to say what the ending was, but it was really good. So basically, the story begins with this guy who is like obsessed with studies. He is just very arrogant, top of his class, and so he is eating lunch. He's very poor, so he's very like, okay, I gotta spend this much money. If I do this, this, and this, it'll cost this much money. Meanwhile, this girl sits by him, and she has like a smorgasbord of food, and he's like horrified that she's spending that much money. And he basically insults her because she has so much food on her plate that she will not be able to eat it. She tries to get him to tutor her because he's really smart. She's really not. And yeah, he insults her, and it pretty much causes the rest of the events to happen. You find out she is one of 5. Hence the name, the Quintessential Quintuplets. She is one of 5. Quintuplets, and one of them is very friendly, very over-the-top friendly, and immediately befriends the main character. One of them is very flirtatious, one is sort of more solemn, and one of them is the one he insulted, and the other one is the one that insults him. So there's your dynamic. I'm going to hurry up while I talk, and I'm going to look up the names. So, it's a very unique anime in the sense that, or for harem at least, where the sort of like Trinity 7, there is no bad decisions in terms of who you choose to be best girl. There's one that I would say, oh no, there's 3 seasons, isn't it? Yeah, there's 3 seasons. Because in season, I think there's 3 seasons. Because seasons 1 and 2 was made by one studio, and then season 3 was made by a different studio. I think. I could be wrong. Apparently they're releasing a film, according to the Wikipedia. The Quintuplets can't divide the puzzle into 5 equal parts. And then, oh, there are video games? Summer Memories also come in 5. So I'm guessing in those video games you can kind of decide who you want to be with. So each of them are color-coded. There's Ichika, which is like a very flirtatious one, in yellow. Nino, who is the tsundere. She's in purple. Miku, who is in blue. She is more of the solemn one. Yotsuba, which is in the green. She's the more excitable one. And then Itsuki, I really don't know what you would rate her as. I guess like the basic, the basic female protagonist kind of character. It's just so good. It's just very well done. There's a couple of running jokes that like I don't understand because they all look very different. So unless he's colorblind, which is, I don't remember him saying any colors, so he might be colorblind. So unless he's colorblind, he should be able to tell the difference. But even then, there's difference. The difference in hairstyles and stuff like that, but all of them are dressed the same. Or all of them can actually, like, there's times where they'll pretend to be the other sister. But even then, except for in one section of the show, it should be fairly easy to tell them apart. At least in my opinion. So, like, I don't know. Futaro is the protagonist, and he's a very unique harem protagonist in that he's not stupid. He's not like super horny either. Like, he's just a guy that's very strict about his studies. He's hired to be their tutor by the father, and then they're basically like, oh, fuck this bitch, and so. Yeah, it just all kind of goes from there. So I'm not going to try to spoil much else. I can say from what because I always, whenever I read a harem anime or a harem manga, or I watch a harem anime, I always like looking to see who's the most popular. And it seems like, and I'm surprised by this, somewhat, but I understand why, because she had a lot of character development in the show and a hell of a lot of character development in the manga. Nino is was really the main favorite. The thing with Nino is it's kind of unfair that she had the most character development, not in the sense that she had it, but she had the most to get. Ichika probably having, understandably, the least, in my opinion. Plus, like, even though if I was to vote for best girl, I actually like Ichika. I know, like, there's one event where Ichika does something, like, absolutely horrible. But I would be perfectly fine with being around Ichika. Like, yeah, she kind of manipulated a little bit in certain areas, but overall, I can kind of get it. I like Miku. That's just because I kind of like the Kudere characters. She's a little bit different than normal Kuderes, though. Like, where she does show quite a bit of emotion, it's just very muted, I guess you could say. She doesn't, like, give full effort into her emotions, but she has a lot of facial expressions. There's one scene that I absolutely love. She was actually my vote to get with it in the end. Still is, to kind of put up the illusion that I don't know. I do know who wins in the end. And I recommend, if you're not going to read the manga, look it up. The reason why I'm okay with the ending is because there are moments in the anime that I'm like, you know what? These are the scenes that kind of define why I'd be okay with it and why it makes sense to me. But really, any girl has a liable chance because they're all put together in one episode. They're all sisters, so they're always around each other. I'll be honest. Maybe this is just who I am as a person. I would literally have it to where all of them win. Have one, because like throughout the anime you see scenes of him marrying someone. One of the quintuplets. And you don't know which one. because in the face they all look the same, and in the hairstyle doesn't match any of them. It's somewhere in between all of the colors. So what I would do personally, have him be with all of them, have one sister be the like representative of the 5. And there's a line in there where one of the sisters, I think it was Miku, said like, we share everything, you know, that way everything's fair. You've already set up that mentality, so have them agree to that mentality. Futaro would be an idiot. Well, not an idiot, because, you know, if you're not polyamorous, I guess it'd be really hard to just force yourself to be polyamorous to be happy with these 5 girls. But, yeah, you already have the setup. You already, it wouldn't be that hard to write to make it make sense. It would be a more unique harem anime where the harem is trying to get the protagonist to agree to date all of them. So instead of like in Date Alive, where it was the main character chasing after the girls, trying to get them to fall in love with him, the girls are trying to get him to fall in love with each and every one of them. I'm okay with that. I actually would love that, but that's not what happened. Itsuki probably was the least, was also really low liked, which I'm surprised, but I think it's because in the manga later on she gets done dirty, and a lot of it was because the last few chapters were rushed, and so Itsuki gets done pretty dirty towards the end of the manga. And I imagine if it wasn't rushed, and I'm not gonna say like the author didn't have a good reason for it to be rushed. From what I read, he just had his own child, and so he was not able to spend as much time with the story than what he had before. So, which is understandable, and very commendable. But something suffered. So, the ending within the fan base is very controversial. But again, how I look at it is all of them had the chance to win. And unless he just chose all of the above, which is what I would have chosen because I'm basic that way. Is it basic though to choose all of the above? Because there's not, how many anime are there that actually have choose? Because I know of 2 where that's like where it's heading. I don't want to say one because I'm going to be reviewing it once I finish it. I'm on episode 18 of like 49. Trying to get through it. I'm actually taking a break from it because it's just such a hard task. But I am reading the light novels online. It's very weird reading light novels online though. I don't know if it was just badly translated, but it's really awkward to read. Anyways, the music in Quintessential Quintuplets is pretty good. Quintessential Quintuplets. I'm gonna have to say that slower now because I sounded like I died halfway through that pronunciation. The music was really good. I loved the first opening. And I wish I could play it, but I'm afraid of getting flagged. And when you're 30 subscribers and you get flagged, they're usually a lot harsher with you. At least that is my experience. I'm not even monetized, but I will still get flagged. So, music was really well done. The very few emotional moments that happened throughout the series. The music was what really pushed those to the next level. This is counted as a shonen? Is it because it's a harem? I wouldn't think that a lot of guys would like this story. I like it because I've gotten really into romantic animes, and I've always loved the concept of harem animes. So, like, it was like right up my alley, but I'm surprised it's a shonen. Anyways, I got distracted. I'm like looking through the wiki. So, art style, I really liked the first 2 seasons with him having very dark hair and the like very vibrant like ocean blue eyes, like the navy blue eyes. I thought that looked really good together. However, for whatever reason, they changed his eyes to yellow whenever the studio switched. I don't know what the art direction for that was. But it happened. So, yeah. It happened and we let it happen. As some of my friends would say. So, the voice acting is very good. Character development, impeccable. There really is no scenes that really stand out to me in terms of voice acting, except for like maybe like 1 or 2. So there's not like a lot of memorable, intense voice acting moments. Like the main scene is whenever Nino goes too far, insulting Futaro. And like Futaro is almost getting desperate trying to get her to study because he doesn't want to lose this job because he's getting paid very well because they're wealthy. And so he's able to pay down debts and stuff like that for his family. So it's very like, he's like desperate. He's like, please do this. And she like does not go for it at all. And Itsuki does not take that very well. She said he is literally giving it his all and sacrificing everything to do this. The least we can do is help him. And yeah, so it's very very good anime. It is probably, in terms of character writing, it is probably the best harem anime. In terms of storytelling, probably one of the best harem anime. You guys need to watch it or you guys need to read the manga. I very much recommend it. Yes, you may not like how it ends. I'm emphasizing that now because if you look it up, that's the main topic, is how much people dislike the ending. I liked the ending. And I think it's because the winner was one of my favorite characters. And I thought was a good foil. All of them are a good foil for Futaro. But I felt like this character especially just kind of holds that position better than the other ones. So anyways, that's all for you guys today. So please, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. This was almost a 20-minute review. That's how much I liked this anime. And I also talked about the manga a little bit, which I don't normally do. But I really wanted to know how this ended. I didn't want to wait for it to finish. So, have an awesome day, and a good night.